Look at all these rumors swirling around every day. I feel like I need some time to really just get away. Whispers and reports, but what's really true? Is a major sale coming, or is it just media fuel? Welcome back to Hawks Digest, everyone. I am Chris Tip Moore. Happy to see everyone once again. And in this video, we're breaking down the latest blockbuster three-team trade idea surrounding our Atlanta Hawks. Glad to see you guys again. Before we get into this video, I would like to say again, we are making progress on Hawks Digest. The channel is growing. We humbly thank the 11%, almost 12%, and beyond that is going to join the Atlanta Hawks Digest. And for those who are still kind of questionable, still not a part of the family, I encourage you, come on over to Hawks Digest when you want Atlanta Hawks content, Atlanta Hawks news all the time. Make us your first listen, and I promise you won't regret it. All right? So, yeah, man. New trade details, new trade scenario involving our Atlanta Hawks. My goodness. So many rumors, guys. So little time. And this one is evolving around a superstar player. I'm not feeling it. Not even going to lie to you. It's Paul George, everybody. We are connected to Paul George. There was reports out earlier today connecting the Atlanta Hawks to Paul George. Now, this isn't me making this up or anything like that. So I wouldn't do us like that. This is actually from a Sixers, Philadelphia 76ers reporter, Mr. Keith Pompey, and he is saying that Atlanta Hawks and Golden State Warriors both are drawing interest in this guy, Paul George. Now, we already know Paul George was once one of those players that you could depend on, that was always, show up in the clutch. And this season, just for some context, Paul George is averaging 17 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, shooting 42% from the field, 36% from 3. He's getting almost 2 steals, averaging almost 3 turnovers. He's 6'8", of course, 34 years of age. And honestly, man, guys, this man has not been healthy. This man has not been the same guy that he was with the Clippers or even beforehand with OKC. This guy right here, he is, I understand, like a guy who can put the ball in the basket. I'm not denying that at all, But at the same time, this guy, from a health perspective, is detrimental to the Hawks. Also, we have to talk about this. Paul George signed a 4-year deal this past offseason. He's very expensive, okay? Hear me out when I say this, guys. Paul George is very expensive, okay? Just for more context, Paul George is owed 51.6 mil next season, 54.1 mil in 26-27. And if he opts out to his player option for the final season, he is set to make $56.5 million. Paul George, again, is 34 years of age right now. I don't see the Hawks taking on that salary. It wouldn't be smart for the Hawks to take on that salary, especially for what the asking price is. Let me just show you guys. Here's the deal. 3-team trade involving the Hawks, Sixers, Jazz. We're going to start from the bottom here. Jazz receive Clint Capela's expiring contract, Cody Zeller, who's pretty much just at the house chilling anyway, and also they would receive the 2025 first-round pick, top 12 protected from Sacramento. Okay. Sixers, they receive John Collins and DeAndre Hunter. Hold on, wait a minute. You talking about this DeAndre Hunter? Talking about the guy who's been the sixth man for the Hawks and has been absolutely outstanding overall off the bench for the Atlanta Hawks? That same DeAndre Hunter? Yes, Hawks fans. They want that same DeAndre Hunter. But moving along, Hawks receive Paul George. And Slavy might absolutely not. Okay, how about that? I'm sorry because I was going to butcher his name anyway, so I just got to call it Slavy. Absolutely not. Now that guy, I will say, I do know this about him. He is a 3-point specialist. He can shoot the three, but at the same time, Hawks receive Paul George, a guy who is fighting and struggling with consistently staying healthy. And these guys just paid him that 4-year deal. Hawks should not touch this deal at all. This is another one of those bad deals like I was saying about Jakob Poeltl. Now, yeah, you get a 3-point specialist and you get somebody like Paul George who can put the ball in the basket. I get it. I hear you. Honestly, it's cry me a river. I ain't no way in the world I make this trade. I think it's a bad idea. Yes, you get off Clint Capela and Cody Zeller. Not gonna lie, that's interesting. But to give up the 2025 first round pick in this trade, that's been stewing. This draft pick right here has been stewing since Kevin Huerter has been traded. And every year we're just hoping that the Sacramento Kings can get up and make it to the doggone playoffs so we can actually get the first rounder. Because, again, if they don't even get to it this year, then, again, it's going to go over to next year. And then next year it'll be a top 10 protected. Right now it's a top 12. Next year it'll be a top 10 protected if they don't make the playoffs now. So you got that situation going on. Don't want to give up that asset for this particular trade. This is not the trade to give up those particular assets for Hawks fans. I'm just being real with you. Also, for the Sixers, you're getting DeAndre Hunter and John Collins. Now, John Collins is having a good year out there in the West too for the Jazz. You know, so he's being very, very serviceable out there for them. DeAndre Hunter, again, you already know what he does for us. You know, Paul George is not the player that he used to be. If this was OKC around that time when he was about to go there, then it'll be a different conversation. Yes, it would definitely be a different conversation. It may even been a different conversation if he was going to if it was the Clippers Paul George. This Sixers Paul George, and even this Clippers Paul George toward the end was They gave up on him. They was like, we're not going anywhere. We're going to keep Kawhi because that's what we really believe in. But it just didn't work out with Kawhi and Paul George, all right? Don't bring him down here and make him a burden in the city of Atlanta. All right? Also, you got to think about this too, guys. We got Zaccharie Risacher, who is also starting to gain more momentum. He's getting more reps. He's gaining more experience at 19 years old. You bring in Paul George, all that goes away. Because you're not going to play Paul George at the 4. I wouldn't put him at the 4. Shoot, his injury prone behind. I wouldn't put him at the 4. So you're going to take away more chances for Zaccharie Risacher to continue to show, hey, man, my game is starting to elevate a little bit. And I'm continuing to see growth from Zaccharie Risacher, and I don't want to stunt that. I just really don't want to get in the way of my young guys bringing in an old guy. I don't want to bring in a guy who's got a lot of tread off the tires. You know what I'm saying? Seeing more basketball behind him than in front of him, than a guy who has fresh tread on his tires. Why get in the way of development and process and trying to build something by bringing in an old relic like Paul George? I don't care if he is scoring or not. For my thing is, Hawks fans, I'd rather bring in B.I. If we're going to make a trade, I'd rather bring in B.I. than to waste this trade on Paul George. At least B.I. is 27. At least B.I. is not, you know, so now he has some injuries too, of course. We already know it. But my point is, if you're going to go after a guy who's struggling for injuries, go after the younger guy. The 27-year-old. Not the 34-year-old. I mean, come on, like what do they want the Hawks to do? Some of these trade scenarios are just absolutely crazy. And then you want us to really add our 6th man of the year candidate, DeAndre Hunter, who we've been waiting for. We've been waiting for this man to show us something. And this year he's showing us something. And I'm telling you, that's not the trade that I'm going to trade DeAndre Hunter 4. It just ain't gonna happen. But there's also, speaking of DeAndre Hunter, more rumors swirling around Dre, because there's also rumors that the Cleveland Cavaliers are showing interest in DeAndre Hunter. Now, this is what coming from a NBA scout right here, Mr. Mike Scotto. He's saying that the Hawks have explored the market of veterans Clint Capela and Bogdan Bogdanović, as previously reported by Hoops Hype. Hawks forward DeAndre Hunter has also drawn trade interest from the Cleveland Cavaliers, league sources have told Hoops Hype. Now, again, this DeAndre Hunter? Boy, y'all a trip. Boy, y'all a trip how y'all trying to do this, man. And it's a little bit more context to this. It says, according to the reports, again, you know what I'm saying, from Michael Scotto, the Cavaliers are interested in DeAndre Hunter. The Hawks could actually be in the more trade talks as the things goes on. As we're getting close to the trade deadline. My bad, I was about to trip over my words, but we're getting close to the trade deadline. Hunter could be a very intriguing addition for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He isn't the piece that powers them in the NBA Finals, but he would be able to play a key role helping them contend. My bad, man. I ain't even mean to laugh at that like that, but it's just so comical, because why in the heck would we want to help the Cleveland Cavaliers? Why on earth would we want to give DeAndre Hunter to a team we've already beaten twice? And then you don't even have any draft compensation or anything like that. It's just an idea. What does Cleveland have that we want for DeAndre Hunter? That deal would have to be spot on, okay? Spot on. If you want me to give up, some players who are benefiting on the Hawks, players that are reasons why Hawks have won games this year. Come on, y'all. Y'all being lazy out there. Let's get serious. Just like the Hawks shouldn't help the Lakers, the Hawks shouldn't be trying to help the Lakers, shouldn't be trying to help the Spurs, shouldn't be trying to help no team in the East, especially a team that they've beaten twice in the Cleveland Cavaliers. Why would we trade you an asset to help you enhance your chances of the NBA Finals? Regardless of what the reports say, regardless of how anyone else feels about a particular player, why the heck would I help you? Absolutely not. Guys, these are just more trade scenarios. Again, what is true out here, is still yet remain to be seen. And goodness gracious, guys, every trade rumor that comes out, I'm going to try my best to get it out there to you, give my thoughts, give my opinions. But you already know this show is nothing without you guys. I need your opinions. Let me know what you guys think about the trades rumors. Let me know what you guys think about the Paul George rumor and DeAndre Hunter possibly being traded to the Sixers. Let me know what you think about the DeAndre Hunter to the Cavs rumor. Regardless, trading him around to a Eastern Conference competitor, an Eastern Conference team that you are competing against. I wouldn't do it if I were you, but you guys let me know. For Hawks Digest, I am Chris Tipmore. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace and blessings to you all, and to you all, I will holler.